Dial.
Hello, good afternoon to you and welcome to today's edition of Hand Fact, originally live from your number one talk station. We are 92.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dial. 15 minutes gone past 3 p.m. The conversation is on from now till about 7 and you're very much welcome to join in. Quite a number of issues lined up for today's discussions, and you can be a part of it. You can be a part of it. We're live on facebook.com/Nigeria InfoPH. We're live on Twitter as well, at Nigeria InfoPH. Also check out our YouTube page, that's Nigeria InfoPH. The appropriate time to call 070-0923-0923. I hope you've had a fine day today. Well, my day is, it's just there, still reading from the situation from yesterday. If you want to show yesterday, you might remember I mentioned a certain matter, still reading from that. Anyways, I'll be fine. But I hope things are working out for you as well, and things are looking up. And once again, I hope you're having a better time than I am at the moment. I really do. Especially if you're Nigerian, living in Nigeria. Difficult times we are in at this time. Very difficult times indeed. But we must maintain a positive mental attitude. Very important to do so. Extremely crucial as a matter of fact. We must maintain a positive mental attitude. We must remain positive about the prospects, about what the future offers, and our roles as far as this future is concerned. Anyways, as I mentioned, a number of issues lined up for today's discussions. I'll give you an update or a preview rather of those in a moment. But let's start. I do have, let's see, I've got side comments coming up. Yes, I do. Random stories and random thoughts that caught my attention. A reminder, they're not to be discussed now. But much later on, I'll take your thoughts on them and all the other matters discussed on the show during the open season segment. And that comes up after the 6 p.m. major news. So, after my side comments, just a few, thoughts on some random stories. I've got a rant coming up. Something in my mind. I'll express my thoughts on it, and you're very welcome to express your thoughts and mine all the way till 4 p.m. Yes, indeed. Now, at 4 o'clock, we've got the business news coming up. And discussions continue after that. Here's the story from Premium Times. This will be the conversation in the 4 o'clock hour. IREV. Again, Lai Mohammed contradicts INEC but blames media for his statement. A day after Information Minister Lai Mohammed gave a contradictory position to that of the Electoral Commission, INEC, on the upload of presidential election results from polling units, Mr. Mohammed doubled down on his statement but blamed the media for its interpretation. Premium Times reported how Mr. Mohammed, while in the US, said INEC took a decision to suspend the uploading of presidential election results on its online platform IREV after the Electoral Commission suspected that the platform was susceptible to hacking. INEC can cyber it with the opening of the results in order to browse the integrity of the data. Many quoted saying this by the government-owned news agency of Nigeria, NAN. In other words, according to Mr. Mohammed, because INEC suspected a cyber attack, it took deliberate action to withhold the uploading of the results. The statement was, however, contradictory to what INEC told Nigerians a day after the election. In a statement by its spokesperson, Festus Okoye, INEC said the delay in uploading the presidential results was due to technical hitches and not because of sabotage. Quote, consequently, the Commission wishes to assure Nigerians that the challenges are not due to any intrusion or sabotage of our systems and that the IREV remains well secured. End of quote. However, on Wednesday, in reaction to media reports and public criticisms of his statement, Mohammed blamed the media and specifically Premium Times. He described the reports as irresponsible and reckless. The minister made the clarification on Wednesday in Washington, D.C. while reacting to reports published in some online platforms. This is irresponsible and reckless journalism. We'll talk about this in the 4 o'clock hour. I'd like to get your take on the minister's contradicting comments. Well, INEC said, well, it's within, not because we suspected any foul play or any sabotage. It was just some glitch. That's why we didn't upload the results to IREV. The minister says, there was suspicion of susceptibility of the website. INEC suspected sabotage and that the website or the platform was susceptible to hacking, and that's why the results were not uploaded. Of course, he's blamed the media for reporting that now, but I'd like to get your take on this contradicting message. What do you make of it? What are your thoughts on that? We're looking at in the 4 o'clock hour. After the business news, at 5 o'clock, the news update comes up and discussions continue after that. Well, palliative is coming to Nigerians. Palliative, yeah. Yes, indeed. In case you've ever wondered what this country has ever done for you, you just might get palliative soon. Another story from Premium Times. Fuel subsidy, Nigerian government secures $800 million World Bank facility. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed disclosed this on Wednesday while briefing State House correspondents on outcome of the FEC meeting in Abuja. Ahmed said the money would be used to attend to a segment of post-petroleum subsidy palliatives requirements in the country. According to her, the $800 million is the first tranche of palliatives to be disbursed through cash transfers to about 50 million Nigerians who belong to the more vulnerable category of society. When we were working on the 2023 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and the Appropriation Act, we made the provision to enable us exit fuel subsidy by June 2023. We're on course. We're having different stakeholders' engagement. We've secured some funding from the World Bank. That is the first tranche of palliatives that will enable us to give cash transfers to the most vulnerable in our society and have now been registered in a national social register. Today, that register has a list of 10 million households. 10 million households is equivalent to about 50 million Nigerians. And she also added the government was ready to go beyond cash transfer to cushion the effect the subsidy removal will have on Nigerians. We'll talk about this in the 5 o'clock hour. What do you make of the plan to the federal government to share $800 million to 10 million homes, 50 million Nigerians, the most vulnerable amongst us, as a subsidy palliative, since the subsidy regime as has been planned, should end later in the year by June, I suppose. I'd like to get your take on that also. Taking on till 6 p.m. Headlines 5:30, major news at 6. A review of all these matters afterwards till about 7. The show wraps up by then. The sports gang are in for extra time by 7 p.m. So there you have it. That's a preview of today's show. If there are any changes, you will find out. Simply stay tuned. We'll keep things going now with today's side comments, random stories and thoughts that caught my attention earlier on. Let's start with this one. Some PDP National Assembly members from Rivers State joined protesting party supporters at the INEC office in Port Harcourt. Senator Barry Piggy, other federal lawmakers alongside PDP supporters are demanding that they be allowed to jointly inspect the electoral materials at the INEC office in Port Harcourt. As you may know, INEC has told all parties seeking to inspect materials to go to their LGA offices. And I have to ask the question, why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? And yesterday, was it yesterday? I think it was it yesterday or the day? I think it was yesterday. I said that, or the day before, I don't quite remember. I'm sure that in the PDP there are high-ranking lawyers there, top-ranking lawyers, either members of the PDP or Kankari members or supporters or sympathizers. Can't you advise? Can these persons advise? You know what? I've got a commercial break now, and I'll return shortly. Conversation will continue. Please stay with us.
To thrive in a fast-changing world,
tuning to 92.
Okay, Mark, it is hard factor Nigeria info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. It's 28 minutes gone past 3 p.m. The conversation continues. Many thanks for staying tuned. And still on today's side comment. Where is that story? It's here somewhere. That's the moment. Hey, here we go. Some PDP National Assembly members from Rivers State joined protesting party supporters At the INEC office in Port Harcourt, Senator Barry Piggy, other federal lawmakers alongside PDP supporters are demanding that they be allowed to jointly inspect the electoral materials at the INEC office in Port Harcourt. And like I was saying before the break, there are lawyers, there are very senior, high-ranking lawyers in the PDP in Rivers State who are at least supporters of or sympathizers of the PDP in the state. I mean, this very senior, respected lawyers within and outside the shores of this country. You can advise your party. Really, it's because this is a dangerous precedent that we're setting. There is nothing in our law that talks about joint inspection. If you want to inspect, get permission, get leave of court to inspect materials, and allow those who want to inspect in peace. It is constitutionally guaranteed. It is a constitutional right. They have a right to inspect it, and they know how to inspect it with you. Anybody who wants to inspect can go inspect it. It's interesting indeed, Interesting indeed. And before I came to the studio, I saw pictures, I saw videos, I saw women twerking for some guy, maybe honorable or something, and they were spraying them money, and I saw people, women cutting onions, they were cooking. I saw pictures as well. This fellow, the guy that had the breakout hit song "Wine Me," is performing as well, and we wonder what's going on here. What's going on? We last time I checked, we're practicing democracy, So let democracy has rules and regulations, and once again, as I mentioned yesterday or the day before, an expression that was popularized after these elections, the general elections, is go to court. People want to go to court. It's a constitutional right to go to court. To go to court, they need paperwork. They need documents to go with. The law also guarantees that they can get, and they should get those documents. Just let them get it. It's as simple as that. Just let them get it. Let's see, what else caught my attention as I checked out the news today? Quite certain there were a number of other issues that caught my attention. Interestingly, I saw a message just now that someone sent to me. I think this came in via WhatsApp. Something about the black man. Before I mentioned the next side comment, I think I'd like to read that. Yeah, here's the message. It goes, "Is something not fundamentally wrong with the black man, especially the Nigerian?" Emeka sent that in. I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with the black man. Emeka, you're a black man. But from the tone of your message, it seems that you're a reasonable person. And if you look around you, there are lots of reasonable Nigerians. There are lots of reasonable Africans in Africa, outside of Africa, doing great stuff. Great stuff, by the way. I can't overemphasize that. So there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the black man. But I can appreciate where Emeka is coming from, because when you observe some of the happenings in our country and on the African continent